Welcome to RawPodcast. My name is Scott Harrigan, and today we are going to discuss the Super Bowl with my lovely co-host, Kris Shill. Kris.
Hello.
Hello.
How we doing?
Welcome back.
Neither of us is hungover after Super Bowl. That's kind of impressive.
We're getting a little too old for that nonsense.
I'm not, but
actually,
it didn't go that way for me.
Did you have a few beers? Where did you watch the game?
I did have a few beers, of course. The little 17-mile pub. It was good stuff. It was good. It was good. Yeah.
Awesome. Did you have any pools? Did you do any gambling?
Well, I always have bets on, and
any squares?
Never fares well for me.
No. Well, and here's the thing too. So I got into, I don't know, 3 squares or something, and within the first 6 minutes of the game,
you knew. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. You
squares
know,
are gone.
I know.
Who misses an extra point?
Yeah, I know. It's like.
I had good numbers too. And
what did you have?
I had
a bunch.
8, 7, which I thought would. So
I had a bunch, but I had
7,
3, 4, which I thought was
hey, 7, 3. No,
yeah.
I didn't have 7, 3. I had
3, 4 though. That could have been like that could be really good.
27, 28.
Yeah.
I was doing all the math in my head like I do every year.
It's funny how it just. And you know what was annoying?
Be a safety or something.
It's always like one of those things. I don't even know why I do it, but I do. Whatever.
Well, you have to, right? That's part of it. But yeah. Now,
so let's start. Like, what did you think of the game?
What? Okay, we'll start with that. This is what I thought. I thought, LA's coming out. They're just going to dominate. It looked like right away.
Actually, I'll be honest with you. My call was everybody's like, it's going to be a close game, and I was like, I thought the Rams were going to dominate.
Yeah, it definitely looked that way, right? And I thought, okay, this kid Burrow, he's just
kudos to that kid. He's
over his head. I thought it was the prime time was getting to him. Yeah. He just looked rattled.
I think that might have been the nerves at the beginning for sure.
How do you not, right?
How old is he? 25, 26?
Well, he looks like he's 12.
I know.
Looks like he played for the Rebels. But then, then it started turning, and then I thought, okay, the kid's found his little swag and stuff like this, and then the second, right away, coming out of the half,
it was definitely
that missed call, What was that? Face mask?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Like
what happened there? Like what was? But
it happens.
It happens.
It does, and
not that blatant. Like, Are you
ever watch any Tom Brady games?
Oh,
stuff like that happens
don't
all the
even
time.
get me. Don't even go down that road.
I don't know. I think we've had discussions about officiating and how they get it right sometimes and they get it wrong. I mean, yes, blatant, but
at the same time, how many flags the whole entire game?
Well, all
5?
the flags came in at the last.
No, I get it, but I mean,
2 minutes.
But there was no. I don't ever remember watching a game where there was hardly any flags at all. It's got to break a record.
I kind of found that was enjoyable, maybe.
It was right. Let the players play, but
then it just and then it went sideways.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that for me, I found, and I don't want to take anything away from Matthew Stafford because he deserved this Super Bowl probably more than a lot of people. He played for Detroit for such a long time.
Did you know about his wife?
No. What about his wife?
They dated in high school.
No way.
No, I'm serious. And
well, she's a good woman. She stood behind him through the Detroit times. That must have been a little rough.
No, it's I'm going to tell you about rough. They broke up, and she started dating the backup quarterback.
No.
I'm not fucking.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm not kidding. And
like in Detroit.
No, in high school.
Oh, in high school. I'm like, what?
Yes, they've been. This is how.
Okay, so you're talking.
It's Valentine's Day, so we're talking love.
Okay.
Do you know what love is?
No, I don't. But anyway, let's go back to. So she started dating the backup quarterback in high school.
To get his attention. High school or college, I can't remember, but whatever. It's tomato, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
One of the two. And I'm only going to tell you the gist of it.
Okay.
And that seemed to get his attention. And then they started dating again. And married in 2015, maybe, something. 4 kids.
Yeah.
Well, then she got brain cancer. Inoperable.
What? I did not know that.
No, I didn't know it either. And,
What?
or some brains, something. But she lost all her functions, her speaking. She had troubles, whatever. And he stuck by her. He stuck by his wife. And
She looked very good last night.
she had to work at getting back. She had to learn how to walk again, how to talk.
Wow.
He took off in Detroit. He took off some time.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you, I kind of remember when he took off the time, but
That was for his wife.
Wow. Well,
Isn't that something?
that actually restored my faith in love and humanity. Thank you for that. What I will say, that makes me respect him even more. But I will say that I found, and I don't want to take anything away from him in that game, but I found there was some desperation there in some of those tosses, and I think that.
Well, OBJ going down.
Well, that was rough, and I think I actually think that might have rattled them a bit, because that seemed to be a bit of it started to turn around.
I think the turn was when the first play coming out of the half, and they didn't get the call.
Yeah.
I think that rattled him.
It did, but then
Right?
I think it just there were things from there that progressed, and then he had.
I don't think Burrow thought he was going to lose that game.
No, he didn't.
He was plodding right along, thinking.
He didn't think he was in shock at the end of the game.
I think he
could
was.
totally-
I
you could
genuinely
see it.
think he was like, how do we lose
But I'm going to
this?
tell you. I'll tell you how they lost it.
But it wasn't one of those comebacks where it's like a
wasn't.
Brady
But
comeback
I'm
or
gonna
this
tell
or that.
you, defensively, the Rams dominated. I mean, Von Miller had set a record for sacks in a Super Bowl in that game.
Cooper Kupp. Come on.
You know what? I don't want to take anything away from Cooper Kupp, but there's no way.
He was the difference.
I'm going to tell you, no way, man.
People say
Donald and Miller.
I
to
get
me were
it.
the difference.
I get it.
You don't
No, you're-
set a record for most sack. Do you know if Von Miller's not sacking Burrow, he's going to score. If Donald isn't doing what he's doing, they're going to score. I always feel like here's
I
my
think
thing.
Burrow was hurting himself going on 4th and 1, like, throwing on 4, like, whatever.
but
You've been
here's-
sacked 7
You
times,
know what?
bud.
Here's my problem with the whole thing when it
Play
comes
calling.
to MVP.
I think Cincy next year has a new offensive coordinator.
Oh, most likely.
That was terrible.
That was terrible.
Terrible. I don't think it was a Donald factor. I don't think,
I do. I'm sorry, but I feel like this happens every year with football in the Super Bowl. It's always like a quarterback or
Sure.
somebody offensive who gets an MVP. You got to look at what they do defensively.
How many people were calling he's going to win the MVP or Stafford before the game started?
Cup or Stafford?
Stafford or Donald?
I saw a lot of people calling Cup or Stafford.
Yeah.
Donald was in there for sure.
Sure
But
he
I mean,
was.
again, I don't want to again.
I'm
going to take all 3 of those players and say they all played phenomenal. I mean, Cooper Kupp this year has been outstanding,
He should have won MVP over Rodgers.
I disagree with that.
Why?
Because it's just
Rodgers is so easy to pick like a quarterback or whatever.
I get it, but what
you know
Rodgers
I mean?
is doing right now is unbelievable.
What?
Like he's playing better than he ever has. He's setting records. He's again. I don't want to take anything away from Cooper Kupp because you're right. MVPs usually always go to
I
the
get
QB.
it.
It's kind of a thing, right? I don't know. That's just the way it always seems to go. But
Exactly. What? Now, okay. Given all that,
but sorry. I just want to get back to those 3 players. I think are awesome. But I also think that not a lot of credit was given to other players. Like I think Von Miller. Again, I'm a big Von Miller fan, and I think he played one hell of a game. And bringing him in this year has made a hell of a difference in that
Kris,
game.
I agree with everything you're saying, but let me just. This is how I look at shit.
Yeah.
That's great. I agree. Are you gonna sit here and tell me that LA couldn't have lost that game very easily?
Oh, they could have, but that's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you right
That's
now.
what I'm saying.
So let's just say since he pulled that off and they didn't, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Let's just say we wouldn't be talking about how great those 3 guys were and how they're MVP
I
candidates.
still would because I think that they're
Who would have been
D
the
kept them
MVP
in.
at that point then?
Oh, Burrow.
Okay, obviously.
Yeah,
so
obviously.
all the talk would have been on that.
Yeah.
But like that was a game like that they easily could have lost. Since he could have had
absolutely. Absolutely.
So
but
it's
I think there was more issues in their offensive game, or the Rams, than their defensive game.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
What's Buddy's name there that won after 16 years or something? What was his name? The old statesman there. Oh, what was his? I don't. Started with a B or whatever. The guy with gray hair and gray.
I know
beard.
who he is. I mean,
I
he
can't
was all
remember
over.
his name.
He was like the poster child.
He's
of the
just
win.
sitting in the middle of the field. He's just
and
like.
It was so funny because, and this isn't.
I should.
But
know
he just
his name.
didn't look like he just.
Look like
He looked so shell shocked and like he wasn't.
He's just sitting in the field, just sitting. And he's got all the confetti draped all over the big,
That's
huge shit
beautiful
eating.
thing,
It was awesome, right?
I mean, let's talk about the Bengals. So there's nothing there to be upset about. That team is going to be.
Is it a one and bust?
Nah,
Do they go?
Not a chance. You got a guy like Chase.
I know.
And you got Burrow. You got. I mean, there's so many players on that team. That team, and I'll tell you, I'll be totally honest. If somebody said to me at the beginning of this season, since he's going to the Super Bowl, I'd have laughed my ass off at them and been like, not a fucking chance.
You know how stupid I am? It took me to about week 8 to start picking him in my football pool.
I don't even think I started then.
You know what I mean?
I just didn't
it's
believe.
like
I was
week
like,
8 or 9. I'm like, no.
And I have this thing. I do this weird thing because I play fantasy football. And so if I pick a player and they've been shitty for me, I just hate them and I hate the team. So Mixon is one that I've taken multiple times, and he's been this and that or injured. Or
I do that
so
in
right
hockey
away,
pools.
I'm just like, meh.
Yeah.
I don't like that team because I don't like Mixon or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like he's phenomenal this year, and Julio Jones has done that to me too. I take him; he's horrible. He's hurt all the time. I don't take him; he's phenomenal. So I don't know. It's funny with football that way.
Do you have teams who you take and like in the weekly just straight up pick'ems? And if you take them, they lose. If you take them, they lose. If you don't, they win.
Yeah.
Jets are like that for me.
Okay, so
Jets in Miami. It doesn't fucking matter if they go 0-11. If I don't take them.
So for me, it's the Saints. I don't
team.
know why.
That's my team.
Yeah, but it's annoying to me. I take them.
I don't get it.
They lose. I don't take them. They win. Indy too.
Yeah, but the Saints are one of those teams you can pick them 9 times, lose 9 times, pick them 9 times, they win 9 times.
Indy's another one for me.
That's another team that's going to win more than not, though. I'm just saying, like, sometimes I think, okay, well, the Jets, they got to do it. As bad as they are, and they're horrible.
Okay, if I had to pick
Miami.
maybe Detroit for me would be one that I like.
I'm
like,
Detroit
they're due for a win. They're due for a win.
Exactly what I thought. Okay, well, for sure, right?
Yeah.
Now, how do you think the people in Detroit feel?
With
Stafford, like, do you think they're just
I
gutted?
think they're thrilled for him.
Do you think so?
I do. I think he did his time, and unfortunately, they just never had the team for him to be able to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, football's not a one guy show. Although I feel like
Saunders, remember those days?
I mean they had some heydays.
Oh
Detroit.
yeah.
But I feel like football's the one sport where I guess it's the same in hockey with goalies, but like everything's focused on quarterbacks or everything's focused on a goalie. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
it's a team sport, and it's sort of like, I don't know. I just sometimes think like offensive lines get forgotten. You know what I mean? They don't get a lot of credit. But if you have a bad O-line, your quarterback is.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Well,
but you don't hear those guys' names thrown out there as much.
There's
a perfect example.
Seattle fans will tell you all about that, right? So they've gone through both sides. Halftime show.
Okay, here's the funny thing about the halftime show.
First of all, I just want to ask you, on a 1 to 10 rating, give me your.
It was an 11.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, so here's the thing. I went into that because my friends are all about that kind of music and stuff. And honestly,
you're 40, we should say.
I've never.
No, and I'm saying that because that's the age demographic they went for.
So I've
36.
never been into Snoop Dogg, not my thing. I do love Dre. I listen to some Eminem stuff, whatever.
I thought he was the best out of all of them.
I thought they were all phenomenal.
Really?
I thought that was the best. It was everything. It was the choreographing. It made you want to move. The
set was simple.
Everything.
It wasn't one of those.
It was
Pepsi,
simple, but it was super.
Michael Jackson-y.
No, but it was still super cool.
No,
and the
no,
sound was good. Like I just thought, honestly, I
was
thought
that
it
your
one of the
jam?
best. honestly, if it was me, that would not be what I would want to see. I'm a rocker. I like that kind of stuff. But I will tell you, I was very impressed by that.
So I did a little poll on ISN, and I'm sorry that I did, only because I've never felt more old in my life. The consensus was, that the NFL, and this, I do want to talk about the NFL for on their marketing, because what they can, they're just, is there a better sports league that market, but anyways, so the poll was basically simple: 1 to 10, give me your thing. I give me a reason to go outside and have a smoke, or 10,000. It was in a case where they actually went to, we're only going to direct it to this age group. They absolutely hit it out of the park.
They did, but that was the crazy thing about it. A friend of mine posted, and she's like, the coolest thing she thought was she saw the millennials bobbing along. She saw the 40, you know what I mean? Once the younger crowd got into it too, even though.
But it wasn't it wasn't 20-year-olds. They were going after 36 to 40 something.
I know they were, but what I'm saying is that also appealed. I know so many young people who it also appealed to them. So they weren't going for that. But by choosing what they did and going for the demographic
they dragged some people along.
They actually got quite a few people to drag along with that. It was kind of brilliant, really.
And I want to talk about the brilliance of the NFL. Because
there's a lot of brilliance in the NFL.
Well, you name me one sports organization or league that can say, okay, we're going to run the majority of our games on God's Day. We're going to take a Sunday, and
the only reason I don't think anybody should work on Sundays is because of football, not because of God. But that's my own personal opinion.
And you would get the other people that's his day, and then it should all be like that. This is a day of all of that. But the NFL goes, no, you know what? We're gonna we'll take him on. So we're gonna make.
We're gonna take him on.
Hold my beer, God.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Hold my beer.
And then that should be T-shirts, right?
NFL.
Hold my beer, God.
I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna wear that all the time.
But they no, but that's no, they're not fucking happy with that.
No.
Once they mastered that, where they have hundreds of millions of people globally around the planet watching, they go, oh, what's the next fucking thing we could do? Hey, the next best prime time spot ever in the history of television is Monday night. Because let's take on fucking Golden Girls, and let's all these and be but really,
I know what you're saying.
Betty White, hold my beer.
Totally.
So they take on Monday night, huge success, massive, right?
Yeah.
But not to stop there.
Let's take Thursday.
They just as a fuck, just you know what?
We can do
We're
this
having
too.
let's for a laugh, for a laugh. Let's take the Thursday night and fuck with them too.
I mean, let's be honest.
Is there a night that nobody would tune in to football?
I think they pick good nights because I think
is it a good night? Thursday? Players hate it. The rest week coming off the 4 days
I love
or whatever.
it because then you're not.
We love it.
You know why I love it? Because then I feel like I'm not choosing as much on those days. Do I watch hockey or do I watch football?
No, you're watching football.
Yeah.
That's the genius behind these people. But I'm asking you, could they pick a Tuesday?
Honestly, the NFL's got such a big following, they could now. But let's be honest with the.
They're going to Germany now.
Well,
Frankfurt, Munich.
The NFL just gives a big F you to everything and anything. Let's be honest. Look at how much controversy they've been through in the last 5 years. You know what I mean?
They pay their players well.
They pay their players well, but they went through the Colin Kaepernick stuff, the Aaron Rodgers stuff. I'm just saying, there's been a lot of controversy where they've been judged, but there's never any reason.
The concussion thing was their worst thing that they had, but when there's murderers and you get all these people.
Oh, man, you just had, what's his face? Kamara just beat the living heck out of
But
somebody.
it's not an NFL. It's do people say, well, that's because of the concussion, he's going through this. The whole concussion thing should have, honestly, they should have absolutely crippled him.
It didn't. That's what I'm saying.
Now, is it corrupt that they got out of it, or is it just that? I
don't know.
Or do people, is it that popular?
I think it's that popular.
That people are like, don't fuck with my football.
I kind of think like that's what it is.
Don't screw around with my football.
But not only is it that popular in America,
globally.
It's global now. Whereas hockey, if that was in Canada, we'd be like, don't fuck with our hockey. But it's not a global thing for hockey. Where the NFL is global. Everybody wants a piece of it. It's the way they do things.
It's the way they do
but
things.
Do you know
commercials,
that So here's the big thing about, there's a documentary, and I don't know what it's called. I can't remember, but I've spoken to a lot of people about it. So there's been all kind of controversy about NFL betting and this and that. And do you know that the NFL considers itself, just like wrestling, it's sports entertainment?
Oh, yeah, totally.
So there's all this, like, corruption surrounding that like that's how they get away with a lot of the stuff that they get away with, because it's not considered
and the reason why they're so successful on Sundays is because you don't think religion is corrupt.
Oh, well, don't even get me going on that tangent.
No, but you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So our bar is just come under that.
Yeah.
Happy days.
I'll take the NFL.
Preach.
I don't know. They've just done years of slowly building it to what it is, and now it's just like this thing that's taken on. Years ago, I watched football like when I was a kid and stuff, and my uncles were into it, like 49ers were the thing. But now it's like everybody's into football.
It's not just that. It's not, the popularity's always been there. This playoffs, like that Super Bowl last night, we're filming this right on the Monday. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. Where's I going with this? So the popularity's already been there. And last night was set up for a dud. And I say that only because.
Oh yeah,
because it's been fucking so much good football.
There's been so much.
This
good
playoffs
football.
This year,
the best. Like some of the games were just unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Like that Buffalo KC game was unbelievable. The last 3 49ers games were unbelievable. Unreal.
The parity through, I thought San Fran, they had no business being in there. Right, and then all of a sudden,
defensively they did, but
but you know what I mean.
Yeah, they pulled it together and they played well.
It's not like they played shit. It was good, entertaining football.
But I think we had a season where there were a lot of good teams. Like you didn't really know.
That's the parity I'm talking about. I didn't pick the Raiders this year, and I should have gotten on that train earlier. I would have won the football pool.
Indy. Are they losing to the Jaguars? Not a fucking chance. No. And guess what happened?
I get it. But so not only has the NFL and continued on with its dominance over any sport. Is it bigger than soccer? If you Google, I don't even know. I'm not a good. It's got to be Google worthy for me, and this might be Google worthy. But what is the top sport?
I'm kind of interested in that because I don't know, because soccer. Football.
You would think that soccer.
It's more of a European thing. It's starting to be better in North America. It's starting to become bigger in North America for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like the NFL is more global, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
All right, so top sport.
But you see the crowds. Is it soccer? I'm going to be shocked.
This list is going to kill you.
NBA?
Actually. You know what's number 2?
What?
Take a wild stab.
Ooh.
You'll never get it. Ever.
No, I don't have a clue.
Cricket.
Oh, cricket. When I lived in Australia, it used to drive me crazy. Yes, I can see
that. So football is number 1 according to this website.
And cricket is number 2.
Cricket is number 2. Basketball number 3.
I said NBA. That would have been what I would have thought.
Hockey. Now they have a picture of field hockey. They say ice hockey and field hockey are two forms of the game.
Yeah.
That's
so they
4.
combine them.
5. Take a
Where's
guess.
soccer?
Well, we're not there yet. Guess what 5 is?
Golf.
Now, is this participation or followers? It says
That's-
followers. So
Oh, yeah, it says followers, but I don't know. That seems
I'm
weird
not
to
sure.
me.
I'm not sure.
Because I would say soccer. I mean, you see something.
I haven't seen soccer yet, and I'm still scrolling. Number 5, tennis. That can't be.
No, I think that.
Badminton. Okay, you've lost me. This
Yeah.
site sucks. What's that? I should show.
Way to go.
No, this site's terrible.
There's no way.
No chance.
But
at
anyways, I would say
badminton.
that I
Get
don't
out
know.
of here.
I would probably.
Most popular sports in the world, according to this.
I would say the NFL is top.
Football. I had it wrong. Football.
Is soccer?
That's what they say. Yeah.
But then there's no way that.
But still, cricket is number 2.
Huh.
They're saying cricket is number 2.
Cricket.
They're saying that, football, soccer, 4 billion fans around the world.
Wow.
Cricket, 2.5
Interesting.
billion.
Well, I'll tell you.
So, whatever.
Cricket to me is like watching paint dry, and it goes on and on.
Well, they got
and
tennis
on.
here at 4, and they had them at 5 in the other one.
Interesting.
Wow.
That's, yeah.
Go figure. Okay, maybe,
not
yeah. Yeah, so the obviously the popular, but I don't care how popular something is. If I'm not enjoying it, I will turn it off.
Oh, me too.
Olympics for me. Are you even getting into this Canadian
I used to
hockey
love
team?
I think we've talked about this before. I used to love the Olympics. It's lost its luster for me.
Have you watched any Winter
I
Olympics?
tried to. I just could not get into it. I'm not into it. It's that simple.
No.
Not into it.
What was the best part of the NFL season for you this year? What was because you are coming off a huge.
I have 2 things, and they're weird things. I will.
But you're
say,
coming off a huge win in your fantasy pool last year.
Yeah, and this year I ended up last. So
Like the
year before-
Habs.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck,
Oh my
lovely.
God, I do. I follow my Habs. I was a winner last year. I was a definite 0 loser this year.
I hope they get 30 points this year. The Habs.
Oh, shut
I hope
your
they do.
mouth.
I
Just
really
zip
do.
your lips. I'm not even talking about it. You're right. We're a mess. Anyway.
Actually,
I
I don't know if you know this or not, and you should know this. That the Habs have this convoy thing that's going on currently right now. They said they're not going to win another game until the mandates are lifted.
well, good. I'm glad they're supporting good things.
Awesome. Okay, so what were you saying? Your 2 things.
I have 2 things. So I will say that Jonathan Taylor for Indy was a highlight for me.
Okay.
Mind blown. I think he's
Because
gonna
you
be even
picked
better.
them, or just because you're like,
No, I just love watching him,
Yeah.
and he reignited my love for Indy because I'm a Peyton Manning fan. So I was a Broncos fan because of Peyton, and then I stuck to being a Broncos fan. I was an Indy fan originally because of Peyton
how
Manning.
good is him and his brother on that show?
Oh, they're so
Is that,
funny.
That just got picked up, actually.
Oh, I did.
Again, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
wonderful. Just because, like,
So good.
so somebody told me to watch.
How's
it.
that marketing? Like, fuck.
Oh, I know.
So good.
Apparently,
He's funny.
oh, they're both
Peyton Manning?
but they're both.
Have you
pretty
watched him on
funny
roasts?
together. Oh, he's hilarious.
He
That's why I
is.
love him.
Wow.
You know why? Because he's a funny-looking dude who is an amazing
head.
football player who doesn't mind making fun of himself
No.
at all, which is
No.
amazing.
Yeah.
and he's just a cool cat.
I
He's such
am a
cool
fan
cat.
of his.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Okay, go. Sorry.
I was an Indy fan because of Peyton Manning. Then I became a Denver fan because of Peyton Manning because I kind of followed my hero because I love him. And
Like love
I stayed cheering for Denver because I love Von Miller. So I always had a soft spot for Indy. I just do. Always have.
Yeah,
And
fair
so
enough.
like I have a Johnny Unitas jersey. Like I have a soft spot for Indy. So
you would have to have a job.
yeah. So anyway, so it was exciting for me. And then when Von Miller left, I was kind of like, there's not much for me to be excited about in Denver anymore. Like I don't. But the whole Indy team and Jonathan Taylor totally. Now I found myself being more interested in Indy. So that was my big thing.
Okay.
My other thing is I was never a big Aaron Rodgers fan. But I'm going to tell you, I am a big
Why?
Aaron Rodgers fan now. Because I think he does things his own way.
You
and I
hate
like
authority
that.
of any kind. You
not that
love,
I hate
but you do
authority.
though, as a rule. Like, and I can speak on that because we've been friends a long
But
time.
I'm a rule follower, so I can't hate like I'm not one to go out there and,
No.
and break rules. But the thing that I like to I'm going to say this, and I know a lot
See,
of people. A lot of
he's
people are
turned
gonna hate
people
this.
off.
Hey,
There were fans, and
that's
now
fine. But I'm the opposite.
no.
I
but
became and I'm going
there's
to
a
tell you
fucking
why.
shock.
I'm going to tell you why. Is one, I think he's a little smarter than everybody gives him credit
Oh, he's
for.
not dumb.
His whole thing about, they asked me a question. They asked me if I was immunized. So I answered them appropriately. He was immunized for things that he thinks he should be. But the thing is, he gets vilified. He said, I didn't want to answer the question because I can't win. And it's true.
No,
to me, that's true. He can't win. He says he is.
That's not why I'm not a Rodgers fan. There's people that are overrated.
Oh, he's not overrated.
I'm not saying he's overrated, but I'm not saying, let me finish. I'm not saying, there are more people that are deserving that don't get it. He just seems to get it all the time. Yeah,
it's not because he's liked, Scott. Because, literally this year...
No, literally, he was liked. There was...
And I'm going to tell you, but the vote this year, there was actually... people were, so against him winning that.
The whole Jeopardy thing, the whole this thing, the whole that thing, the whole bit, right? He seemed to be we just talked about how brilliant the NFL is in marketing and this and that and branding.
I actually, that's why I think what I think about him. I think that
I get it.
I think that Green Bay, they draft a quarterback kind of like an F you, Aaron Rodgers, and he's like, no, you know what? F you, I'm going to come back and I'm going to be
But
better
the holding out, not letting anybody know, the whatever, that this, that, putting down the management. How do you put down somebody that's going to give you hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars?
Because I don't think at that point it was about that. He had said some
How
things
could
that
it
it was
not
about
be?
the players because he said that it was... that.
Well, who is he to say that?
I think he's a player. I think he's a player, and Devontae Adams came out and backed Aaron Rodgers up about that.
Who cares?
Too.
But the thing
there
is,
were issues. But why can't a player talk about issues in management?
Because that is the hand that's feeding you. We all know that.
I don't care if there's issues. It should be discussed, and I don't think that it should be.
If you had an issue at work.
I think they were spoken to about the issues, and I don't think that anything was being solved.
I guess, Kris. I mean, I just think it was held hostage on.
To a point.
Do you think you're that good that you can pull that shit? I don't think he's that good where he can pull that shit.
But I'm going to tell you,
I think there's other players that could and don't.
But there were other players that totally supported what he was doing.
Oh, sure, you're going to have your following. Sure, I get that. No problem. It's a union.
So
it's your brother.
That's what I'm saying. So
I get
who's the problem? We don't know who the problem is.
If we've learned anything in this conversation, that it's the fan that matters. Without the fan, NFL doesn't go.
Fair enough.
Without the fan.
Fair enough. I'm a fan of Aaron Rodgers.
I think we've established that. What about, let's go on to next. See, here's any predictions for next year on who do you think's sleeping? See, I'm thinking.
I think Indy's going to be something to watch.
See, I'm picking Buffalo.
Well, they're not a sleeper, though.
No, I didn't say sleeper,
No.
but
they're not a sleeper.
After watching this year,
that's pretty possible, though, that they would win the Super Bowl next year.
Okay.
There's a lot of good
you didn't
teams,
see
so you don't know.
So.
But I'm saying I see Buffalo. If you could pick a sleeper, somebody that you don't see, like somebody who's coming.
Well, I'm just worried. I just think that Allen is going to be that good for years.
Well, he is, but so is. I mean, there's
That's
Burrow,
what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying.
Taylor is going to be insane.
When Tom Brady goes,
I'm going to tell you who doesn't get a lot of credit. Quarterbacks.
Who?
Is Jones for the Patriots.
Yeah.
You watch. He's going to be he's going to be a lot better than people think he's.
Well, I think a lot of people didn't think they were going to do as good as they would.
Well, no, and I mean there's very
but that's my
big
point.
similarities between Jones and Brady.
Yeah.
Very big similarities, and now he's got Belichick. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting team to watch.
Saints losing.
I think you're going to see the 49ers. Garoppolo is going to be gone.
Oh, why? Why do you say that?
He's their weak. He was their weak link. There was big time. Totally do. Yeah.
Coaches sure fell.
Yeah.
Hey, wow. So who do you think the favorites are for next year going? Let's just say you had to pick. Is Detroit going to get any better?
Yeah, they have to. You know what?
Cleveland.
I'll be honest with you about Detroit. I would like to see them be better because I watched the passion from their coach, and it was probably some of the most passionate interviews.
Yeah.
And
that thing on Netflix? or whatever
no,
it was?
just even his interviews, like he believed in the team, and he's like, we're doing everything in it. You could see the passion and the tear in his eyes. He cares, and so for me, I really hope that Detroit.
I'm an
does
underdog. Like I would love to see. I don't think my Saints are going to do anything.
Oh, you guys got some problems going on there, and then you got the Kamara issue now. I mean, you got problems.
Yeah, there's issues there.
You're in some big time rebuild now.
How ugly is that going to be?
Well, you had the Breeze years, and that was good times. I will tell you, I'm a big fan of his now too. That he's doing.
As soon as I found out Ellen was a fan of the Saints, that's when it all went downhill for the Saints.
Nice. Very nice.
Alrighty, so overall, what would you grade the NFL and how they did their this season this year? What would you do?
Oh, I think it was probably
A+?
Oh yeah, I think it was one of the best seasons. Everybody was so close. Oh yeah, I loved this season. Was one of the best.
Who's a player you hate?
He's gone now. He retired.
Oh fucking Jesus!
He's not the only one though. But
well, give me another one.
Let me think.
I mean, detest like.
Oh yeah, there's a few of them. I'm just trying to think of, because as soon as you say that, Brady's just the one that comes to the forefront for me, makes me twitch.
But can't you at least respect what he's done?
I don't say that I don't respect him, and I don't say he's not a great quarterback. That just would never come out of my mouth, because that's just total
Tastes like
bullshit.
vinegar?
I just don't like him. I think he's got a lot of accolades, many deserved, but there were other guys who probably deserved accolades as well, and
how do you not like Gronk? How do you not like Gronk? He's just one of those. You ever remember that cartoon where it's like,
I don't like. I hate Baker Mayfield. That's the other one I cannot stand.
So do I.
I just want to punch him in the face. No. I don't promote violence, but I'm telling you, he is one that, like, I just see his face.
He thinks he's better than what he is. He's that guy.
He's that guy.
Yeah. He's that guy that walks into a bar and just expects every chick to fall over him and everybody to goo and gaw. I don't know if he is.
In the season 2, that was exposed a bit that he was like that. But he is that guy, and I don't know, he is one for me. Like I can't even. I just find
I don't like him either.
And
for that reason, for the exact same reason.
There's guys that like.
See, I don't agree sometimes when somebody doesn't like you don't like Brady for this reason. Like,
but I can respect Brady because I think he's that. Like I do. It's not that I don't think he's.
No. But what I'm getting at is you really have to dislike somebody, and it's usually if the people don't like them, and it's the exact same reason, then you're onto a winner because that guy is that guy.
Yeah. So my thing with him is I think there's guys like maybe even Burrow. There's a confidence about him, maybe a slight cockiness, but he can be that way because he goes in there every day and proves himself. It's kind of like a Patrick Waugh for me. Yeah, cocky, mouthy. I know you don't like, but I'm just saying he goes in there, he gets the job done, so he can be that way. Baker Mayfield acts that way, but he can't go in there and do the job that those guys do, and that's where the difference is for me.
Do you think Burrow takes this loss as because again, I think he was shocked.
He had a pretty...
I looked at him on the bench, and it's just like...
He was shocked.
Do you think this is like...
He was shocked. I think his last few sacks, when he got sacked a few times, the last few, the shock was starting then. I think he just... but I think...
Like that throwing the ball while you're on the ground and like, what do you do? Like, that's just out of... But the way he put his head, after he put his head back on the turf, he's just like, he knew at that point he's done.
Kid, right? So, I mean, like, I think that he had a very classy response after the game, and I think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to chalk it up as a learning experience. I really do. He just seems like that kind of a guy.
It is that you're too young to win right now, kid.
He has nothing to be ashamed of.
No, I'm not saying that.
No,
but you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's how I felt about it.
I
didn't want them to win for that reason. It had nothing.
Yeah. You haven't put your time in enough.
But
Stafford has, blah, blah, blah.
That's right. He got other guys on that team that had been there. I thought Cooper Kupp was another one that, deserved a win.
He's a quiet warrior, though. He
didn't
even want to accept the MVP.
No,
he's how much of that is true? Like, you know how guys get up there and they think Jesus and all that stuff.
No, he's never been that guy. Because I used to take him in fantasy quite often.
You dated him?
No, take him in fantasy all the time.
He's
He's a quiet. He's a quiet presence, and he just goes out there and gets the
humbled,
job.
like
Humble.
almost that farm boy.
Yeah, that's
that
kind of what he
you
does.
know that
But I think
guy.
I think that the Rams, this was kind of like Sean McVay.
Yeah,
Definitely deserved this. I think this was kind of their last kick at the can. They built this team to try and win this Super Bowl.
Oh, for sure they did.
And you know what? Kudos
sure
to them.
they did.
I think the right team won. And I think that since he should be holding their heads high because
I just hope they bounce back.
I hope
I
so,
hope
too.
that the kid doesn't go, oh shit, and
I
then
don't
it
think
affects
he will.
him. No, I don't
He
think so
doesn't
either.
seem like he's got enough confidence
Yeah.
that I think it'll be good.
Yeah,
You know?
get a new they need a new coach though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, well, that
not the
was-
head coach, but,
no, but
the offensive
offensive line, yeah.
He's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
That's what were they thinking, Colin? That's like why? But anyways, whatever. Well, folks, that's our Super Bowl recap with my co-host Kris Schill.
See you next time.
Yeah, so that's it. So who are you going to pick for next year? Who are you taking? You don't know.
Like to win, I'm going to cheer for Indy.
Oh, really? Not
I
Green Bay?
don't necessarily think they're going to win a Super Bowl, but I'm Indy all the way.
My
next year.
boyfriend, Aaron Rodgers.
I don't
Whatever.
mind the
All
pack.
right, that's that, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and that's another show. Good night.